All right, here are my trades for today, Monday, August 23rd. Um, I first traded Microsoft. Um, what I was doing was I was playing the resistance top here from yesterday. So Microsoft had a breakout day 2 days ago, then had a second day up move on Friday with even more volume. And then today I was doing the third day play using the levels from up here, which was all-time high. So basically, the level from this day, the levels from this day, and this candle is what I was playing around. So if you could see here, on Friday, stock got above 305, topped out at 306, and then couldn't get higher than 305. So then today, price got close to 305, couldn't couldn't hold above it, so I got short playing it down to 303 or 303.25 here. Um, I actually traded that part well, but I held on to it too long, thinking it was going to go further. I should have got most of my position out here, but instead I added in really heavy here and partialed. I actually moved my stop way up and just lost a bunch here, so that was just a brain fart, stupid move here on my part here. Um, and really, I tried another short here, which worked out okay, but it just didn't work out that well. And I think I managed my risk well besides this mess up here. So the other trade I did was Tesla. This one worked out pretty well. What I call this one is a range breakout. So this $700 was, if you see here on the daily, $700 was a clear sort of bottom here from these couple weeks, and then it was sort of a top here during these couple months here, and it's a good psychological $700 number. So today, price ripped up to it with conviction up to 700. I was thinking, 700 would be resistance, but then price got above it, held, made a little range above 700, and so then I got long here for the continuation trend above 700. So it pulled back to this support here earlier in the morning, and you can see that this also lines up with the highest volume candle of the day right here. So you got that spot. Let me just get the marker out. You got right there, lines up with this pullback, and then it comes back down to the same area. So I get long, I add in, and then I start partialing on the way up. Had a couple hotkeys errors when I added in, didn't mean to. But overall, this was a solid trade. I was very in control of this and understood it. It'd be nice if some of these days this is the only trade I take, but and then I also traded Baba. Over traded it a bit, but eventually got the move here. So what I saw here, if you look at the daily, big gap down day 2 days ago, right, with a lot of volume. Then the next day, which was Friday, even more volume, sort of stayed in the range of this day. Okay, but it did break through it to the bottom right here. So right there, it broke through it, and then today opened up still underneath it, and so it went down and got underneath this low here today, and that's right here, this level. So when it got below it, I risked against this level, this 155.25, and so for me, I initially shorted it thinking, well, it's going to hold below it and it's just going to continue to bounce within this range of 155.50 and 153. So I'm going to get this $2.5 buck move down and up and down like this. But of course, as soon as I got in, it was when it made up its mind and did not go down any further. What it was doing was actually compressing and accumulating before a big move up. So I did flip the switch here and went long, over traded it a bit, but eventually got long again right here above 155.50. So, and the reason why it was a long is because, you know, like I said, you had this good level of 155.50, which was yesterday's low, which was a second day play. Today we had even more volume. So these levels are definitely in play. Um, and so, but then it made a low right here, and then made a higher low, and then another higher low. And then when it was proved me wrong and turned back around, there was another even higher low. So this was a nice kind of rounding turnaround accumulation here. And so, and then on top of that, when I go back and review the tape, this was a clear change in tape, character change in tape here. So I'm going to go back and watch the video and kind of write down some notes on what happened here. But clearly I could see that the bids in the ask changed and the momentum switched to the long side. It did take it a little bit. It turned back around, got even lower than these levels, even lower than VWAP for a second, then eventually hit a bid and it was off and running. I got in here and then added in here, partialed a couple times and then added in again for the continuation because I saw a big ask at 160. Plus, just the overall idea was that this was a good level and this was clearly turning around. So I didn't think that it was just going to come right back down. I thought this was clearly, it wanted to go up. And that's what happened, and I kind of managed it here pretty well, I think. And you can see here that I also added in, so I added in here, partialed at 160, and then held a small amount of shares here, saw this really turn around, so I added in with a tight stop, added a few more shares, and was able to make another half an R here, thinking that this might hit 161. It probably will continue to trade into the close here. But also, if you look on the daily, it kind of looks like this is setting up for a daily isolated pivot, meaning it made a new low, but then made a nice hammer, closing near the high on the highest volume, and hopefully we can get a gap above this tomorrow, and then and or even a gap above these levels. Once we get above 167, if we can get above 167 and then 170, and you pair that with this nice daily isolated pivot, that's a good turnaround. That's a good campaign for a turnaround long, at least temporarily, maybe up to 180. Overall, I did overtrade. My main error today was the Microsoft and the was the adding in and then the not getting out when it wasn't proving me correct. That was a major mess up by me. I let it go a full 40 more cents on that, and that was just a huge loss. And from there, I was just kind of clawing my way back. But even with all this over trading, had I not done that, even with this over trading, I would have still been plus. So overall, I think I was managing my risk really well. Even though I was getting a little tiltish here, I did switch over to Tesla and I made a good trade, kind of got out of the tilt mindset. And then, Baba, I did overtrade a bit, but eventually got another good move. So I'll give myself like a C today. So, all right, thanks.